I know how much y'all love my predictions, so this time around I decided to do them on stream, and I also showed my face just so y'all could know who you are insulting when y'all disagree with my predictions. I guess we are starting the ATP part of the prediction for the US Open, and the first match is Jannik Sinner versus Kenzie McDonald. Obviously, not much of a hard prediction. It's Jannik Sinner. Spizzirri versus Mikkelsen. Actually, I think it will be a tougher match than some might expect, because Spizzirri beat Fonseca in the last round of the qualifying, and Mikkelsen is coming from a tournament where he played a final. But I'm still going for Mikkelsen, I guess. But I wouldn't be surprised if Spizzirri could win this match. Bellucci versus Wawrinka. Do I want to be an asshole towards elderly or not? Because I really like Bellucci's game. I actually love it. I like watching him play the Challengers or in qualies as I did here. So fuck it, let's go for an upset. Bellucci here. O'Connell versus Jerry. Moving on to Artur Fils versus Tien. I actually don't know how to pronounce his name, but I know that he's a good talent. But he's not good enough to beat Fils. Jaume Munar versus Diallo, I'm going with Diallo. Purcell versus Vukic, it's a tough one, but I would love to see Purcell at least beat Vukic in the first round. Sonego versus Tommy Paul, considering Sonego just played the final as well and won the tournament, so I guess it's not a bad US swing for Sonego, but it will end in the first round in the US Open. Stefanos Tsitsipas, Thanasi Kokkinakis. I mean, it's Tsitsipas, it's obviously Tsitsipas, but I feel bad for Kokkinakis. I mean, he's pretty solid player, but I don't remember him having a normal draw. He's always playing some tough opponents in the first rounds, but I guess that's the nature of the game. So Stefanos Tsitsipas. Nunu Borges versus Correa. Let's go with Nunu. Skulkate versus Daniel. Skulkate. Menchik versus Auger-Aliassime. I mean, it's Auger-Aliassime again, but it feels bad to pick Auger-Aliassime and leaving Menchik in the first round. But it is what it is. Flavio Cobolli versus Duckworth. Cobolli. Bergs Kotov. Bergs or Kotov, actually tough matchup to predict. Let's go. Fuck it, let's go with Bergs. Even though I'm not sure about this pick. Marozsan versus the most overrated player in ATP right now, to be honest. Medvedev, and I'm picking Marozsan for that reason. Lajovic versus Daniil Medvedev. Daniil, obviously. Alcaraz versus Leitu. Alcaraz. Shapovalov on the Zandschulp. It's Shapovalov it's not a difficult pick, because Botic was considering retirement actually after French Open, I think, but clearly he's not retired and he's playing at the US Open. Diaz Acosta versus Gaston. Ooh, that's an interesting first round matchup. Zheng versus Draper, and I'm on the fence here. I'm not sure, to be honest. It's a tough one. I'd say Zheng. And you know what? I'm going to agree with you. Draper out in the first round against Zheng. Alejandro Tabilo versus David Goffin. Tabilo. Chorich Manarino Chorich. Fonini Machac. Mute versus Korda. Hopefully Korda, because if we are taking out people who are genuinely like criminals, almost criminals on the ATP tour, Mote is the player that I dislike the most, probably. Deminor versus Giron. Deminor. Otto Virtanen versus Quentin Ali. I want Virtanen to win, so I'm picking Virtanen. Navone versus Altmaier. It's a match of two bums, so I guess I'll pick Navone. Emmets versus Khachanov. Arnaldi Schweida. Arnaldi. Who the fuck is that? Who's Forbes? I don't know who even is that guy, but I'm picking Safiullin here, obviously. Lestienne versus Thompson. Thompson it is. Skatov versus Hurkacz. Ruud versus Boo. I mean, Ruud is winning, but I like what I'm seeing from Boo on the Challenger Tour, to be honest. So it's a bit sad that he's going out to the first round. Monfils versus Schwartzman. Monfils is beating Schwartzman. But Schwartzman was good in the qualifying, so. No, I'm still going with Monfils. No. Jan Choinski versus Carballes Baena. Again, match of two bombs. Choinski. Zheng versus Bublik. Yeah, let's go. Bublik, Humbert. Wait. Hugo Humbert versus Thiago Monteiro. Humbert going to the second round. Dominic Stricker Comesana. Let's go Stricker, even though he hasn't been in the best of forms recently, but I guess he has to defend some points from last year, so I'm picking him to win in the first round. Ramos Vignolas versus Berrettini. Berrettini, obviously. Ugo Carabelli versus Taylor Fritz, obviously. Holger Rune versus Brandon Nakashima. Again, it's a tough matchup for the first round, so I'm mad at the people who made the draw, but I'm picking Holger, obviously. Artur Cazaux versus Pablo Carreño Busta. Then again, he retired in his last match, so I'm not sure in how great of a shape he is. But still, I'm picking Pablo to win. Nishioka Kecmanovic. Riley Opelka Musetti. That's a tough matchup for Musetti in the first round because, yeah, nobody likes to play an American serve bot at the US Open. But no, he's playing too well to go out in the first round of the US Open. Sarundulo Ofner Sarundulo. Pecci Pericard Echeverry. I'm picking Pecci Pericard, fuck it. Müller versus Walton. Let's go with Walton. Rusev Zverev. Oh, it's a tough matchup for Zverev, but he's winning it either way, but it's a tougher than he probably wanted. But Andrei Rublev, Thiago Seibold Wild, Rublev, Eubanks, Rinderknecht. Let's go with Eubanks, you know. Hugo Grenier versus Mitchell Kruger. Kruger, I guess. Fuck it, Kruger. Fucovic Lehechka. Let's go Lehechka. Baez Darderi. Nagal Greekspor. Hijikata, Davidovich Fokina, Davidovich. Jacquet versus Dimitrov. Easy dub for Dimitrov. Shelton team. Nardi Bautista Agut. Tough one. Let's go with Bautista Agut. Shevchenko Köfer. Kovacevic Tiafoe. Popirin Kwon. Kasnikovsky against Martinez. I'm picking Kasnikovsky. Jere versus Struff. Let's go Struff. And Novak Djokovic is ending the first round with a dub. But moving on to the second round, Jannik Sinner, Mikkelsen. Jannik Sinner, even though they played a kinda tough matchup in Cincy, but yeah, Sinner is beating Mikkelsen. Bellucci versus Jerry. You know what? Let's go with Bellucci again to set up an all-Italian third round matchup. Artur Fils, Gabriel Diallo, Artur Fils. Purcell, Tommy Paul, Stefanos Tsitsipas versus Nuno Burj, Stefanos Tsitsipas, Tristan Schoolgate versus Felix Auger-Aliassime. It's Felix, yeah. Flavio Cobolli, Zizou Bergs, Cobolli, Medvedev against Marozsan, Alcaraz Shapovalov, obviously Alcaraz, Zheng versus Gaston, Tabilo Bornachoric, Korda here, Dominor, Khachanov, Arnaldi or Safiulin. That's a tough one. Because Safiulin can play great tennis, but he hasn't played great tennis as of late, so I'm not sure about him. So I'm picking Arnaldi, even though he has been off as well. Thompson versus Hurkacz, obviously. Ruud versus Monfils. Again, Ruud. Chowiński, Bublik. Humbert will beat Stricker. Berrettini, Fritz. I'm tired of these draws for Berrettini because I want to see him go far at a Grand Slam or a big tournament, but he always gets some sick draw against Fritz. And you know what? I'm taking Berrettini against Taylor Fritz. Holger Rune will demolish Pablo Carreño Busta. Kecmanovic Musetti. Sarundulo Pecci Pericard. No, he won't. Pecci Pericard into the third round. Walton Zverev, Rublev Eubanks Rublev, Lehechka to beat Kruger, Greeksport to beat Baez, Davidovich Fokina Dimitrov, Shelton over Bautista Agut, Francis Tiafoe over Köfer, Popirin Kasnikovsky. No, I'm picking Popirin, then Djokovic, and then Djokovic will deal with him in the third round. So, in the third round, Jannik Sinner, Mattia Bellucci, the juice! Jannik Sinner is going to the fourth round. Artur Fils, Tommy Paul, Stefanos Tsitsipas, Auger-Aliassime. You know what? I'm picking Auger-Aliassime. Cobolli, Medvedev, Carlos Alcaraz, Zheng, obviously Carlos. Tabilo versus Korda, Korda obviously. Okay, maybe not obviously, but Korda. De Minaur versus Khachanov. De Minaur. Arnaldi Hurkacz. Ruud versus Bublik. Ruud. Umbech versus Matteo Berrettini. Let's go with Berrettini. Holger Rune versus Musetti. Yeah, here I'm picking Holger. Gio Pericard versus Zverev. Rublev Lehechka. You know what? I'm feeling a meltdown of Andrei Rublev in this match. A racket is getting beaten against his knee, and Jiří Lehečka is winning this match. Telling Greek Sport Grigor Dimitrov, Shelton Tiafoe. Tiafoe is getting that rematch, and he's getting that win in the rematch against Ben Shelton to prove that he is the best player from the US. And Alexei Papirin versus Djokovic. Send that guy home in Novak. Moving on to the 4th round. Jannik Sinner, Sami Paul, Jannik Sinner. Felix Auger-Aliassime, Daniil Medvedev. Alcaraz, Korda, De Minaur, Hurkacz. De Minaur, because Hurkacz knee will probably not be good enough to play a long tournament at the US Open. Casper Ruud, Matteo Berrettini. Fuck it, let's go with Berrettini again. Come on, Berrettini for the title, you know? Holger Rune versus Zverev. Oh, Holger is getting a rematch from the French Open against Zverev, but is he winning? Because they played in Montreal, was it right? And he lost. But he's not losing again against Zverev, because Holger Rune is beating Sasha Zverev. Jiří Lehečka, Grigor Dimitrov, and Frances Tiafoe versus Novak Djokovic. I want to shithouse this prediction, but I mean, it's obviously Djokovic, right? Like, we are just wasting time. I see encouragement in the chat. And you know what? Champ man, thank you for encouraging me. Thank you. And I'm picking Frances Tiafoe to win. Eat my shorts. If you don't like this prediction. But the quarterfinals, Jannik Sinner, Daniil Medvedev. Medvedev is finally getting his revenge against Sinner. I think it's too much on Sinner's mind right now. And he hasn't been that dominant as of late as he was at the start of the year. So I see Medvedev winning, even though Medvedev is kinda in the shitty form as of late. But it is what it is. Daniil is going to the semis, where he will play against Carlitos. Oh, Berrettini versus Holger Rune. It's a shit prediction, right? I'm looking at the at the 3rd and the 4th quarterfinal, and I just want to laugh, but I like it. That's the essence of my channel. That's how I make predictions, and that's why I'm picking Holger Rune and Frances Tiafoe to duke it out in the semis. And in the semifinals, Daniil Medvedev, Carlos Alcaraz, and in the final, is it Holger Rune or Frances Tiafoe? Frances won in Cincy. I'm picking Holger, yeah, to go to the finals. And in the final, Carlos Alcaraz will play Holger Rune. And Holger Rune is winning his first Grand Slam at the US Open, and everybody is happy with this prediction. Thank you very much for watching. See you throughout the tournament. Bye bye, and take it easy, my friend.